Football Heritage. We're back again with a weekend review. A lot of games this gone weekend, so we are here to do the review. All the games in the Premier League. Arsenal, they are still 6 point clear at the top of the Premier League table. They are still 6 point clear at the top of the Premier League table. They won this gone weekend 3-0 against Sunderland at the Emirates Stadium. So we had a lunchtime game. Excuse me 1 second. We had a lunchtime game. The first game is going weekend, Manchester United against Tottenham Hotspur at Old Trafford. So that's the first game we're going to look at. Man United welcome Tottenham at Old Trafford at the weekend. That was the first game this weekend at Old Trafford. So, Man United welcome Tottenham at Old Trafford, and they needed to win to maintain the fourth spot in the Premier League, and they did just that. But Spurs, they were down to 10 men for over 60 minutes of that game when Christian Romero was sent off. So, Man United at the weekend welcome Tottenham Hotspur at Old Trafford, and they have been having a very poor record of recent against Spurs, 2 seasons winless against Tottenham. And this season, the first leg drew in Tottenham 1-1. So United, Michael Carrick's fourth Premier League game. He won your first 3. Tottenham, they had a lot of injuries. Since last year, they've been having a lot of injuries in a squad. So Michael Carrick didn't make no change from the last game against Fulham. He maintained the entire starting 11. And early on, Buemo had a great opportunity to put Manchester United ahead. He fired all the crossbar, and Romero was sent off in the 29th minute of the game for a reckless challenge on Casemiro. That was reckless from Romero. Christian Romero, he had been sent off more than any other player in that Tottenham squad. So, in my humble opinion, I think he is a liability. So, let's look at Tottenham from the Tottenham point. We can say that he cost Tottenham the game. He made them not to stand a chance to even get a point in the game. That challenge was reckless. As a captain, having been given an armband, I thought he would have changed that the recklessness in his game. He would have limited the recklessness in his game, but he hasn't changed at all. Christian Romero hasn't changed at all. He hasn't changed. And he cost Tottenham once again. And after they went down to 10 men, they, the game will be a one-way traffic after going down to 10 men. We knew that the game would be one-way traffic, and Manchester United dominated. Tottenham just sat back, hoping to catch Manchester United on the break. And Man United scored in the first half when Bryan Mbeumo, it was a beautiful corner kick, a beautiful set piece. Man United scored a lot of goals from set piece too, but unlike the way Arsenal, the way they do theirs, Manchester United will score different kind of goals from set piece. It was very beautiful. A corner taken to Meno through the path of Bryan Mbeumo, who just slotted in to the far corner to make it 1-0 for Manchester United. And from there on, it was an uphill battle for Tottenham. After United scored, Tottenham 10 men down, you could only see one team winning. Tottenham couldn't come out, so they were just defending. They made some substitutions early on. They brought on Souza for Udogie. I think Udogie sustained injury, and later on, their strategy was to stay in the game. That was the strategy Tottenham used. They kept compact to stay in the game. They tried to stay in the game until like 10 minutes to time. Then they can try to take risks. They can try to move forward. They can try to put more men forward and try to score an equalizer. So in the 80th minute, they did 3 substitutions, bringing on Bissouma for Paulina, Tel for Conor Gallagher, and Kolo Muani for Dominic Solanke. So they brought fresh legs, 3 players on. They wanted to take risks in order for them to equalize. But it didn't work out for them. And for Manchester United, we had to be patient. And move the ball around, move the ball quickly. But one of the things that sometimes we're getting frustrated during the game, that we were not moving the ball quickly enough. Sometimes Lisandro Martinez was taking too many touches on the ball. And when you take too many touches, the people, Tottenham, when you take too many touches, Tottenham get back in shape. But if you move the ball quickly, they will not get back in shape quickly enough. There will be a lot of spaces in the defense. You can capitalize on that and create opportunity to score. So that was the major issue. I felt that we're not moving the ball quick enough. Lisandro Martinez was keeping the ball, holding onto the ball too much. All that game needed was to move the ball quick enough not to allow Tottenham Hotspur to get into that defensive shape. But we scored in the first half. Second half, Tottenham Hotspur, they were difficult to break down, but at the end of the day, few minutes to time, Bruno Fernandes scored the second goal to make it 2-0 to Manchester United. We had a 10 shot on target. Tottenham had only 1 shot. We had 17 off to Tottenham 1. So we had 7 shot to Tottenham 1, on the off target. But the total shot, Manchester United 17 shot to Tottenham Hotspur 2. So completely dominated the game, and Kobbie Mainoo is growing day by day. Every game by game, he is growing. He is growing game by game. Casemiro, it's not like the Casemiro on Amorim. He has improved. Despite he being old, he has improved in the middle. This is why it's important in the Premier League to play with at least three midfielders. You have to be compact. You cannot be wide open. Too many quality players in the Premier League. What Amorim was doing, it was complete haram football. You cannot play with 2 central midfielders. The only way you may succeed play with 2 central midfielders if you have players like Declan Rice and Caicedo from Chelsea, or Pran Golo Kante. If you have a Pran Golo Kante playing in that role, that's the only way you may succeed. But playing like that with this Manchester United squad, playing with Bruno, especially Bruno, limiting Bruno game. He was playing Bruno Fernandes in the center, but now he's playing number 10. So another win for Manchester United, 4 win on the bounce, 4 win on the bounce. Now Michael Carrick is flying, 4 game, 4 wins. So may it continue. So we move on to the Arsenal game. Arsenal, they were at home to Sunderland and they defeated Sunderland 3-0. They defeated Sunderland 3-0. It was a good game, particularly the score line. If you didn't watch the game and you hear the score line, like Arsenal defeated Sunderland 3-0, you would think it was a one-way traffic, but no, it was not like that. Arsenal just they took their chances. The first 35 minutes of that game, it was like 50-50. Both teams were playing well. Both teams played well in that first 35-40 minutes of the game. Both teams played well. And Sunderland had the best opportunity within our first 35 minutes when Bob Roy should have scored, but he didn't shoot well. It was cleared by Ben White. No, not Ben White, excuse me. Kai Havertz. It was cleared by Kai Havertz. It was a poor finish from Bob Roy from Sunderland. So Arsenal took the lead through Zubimendi. That was a brilliant goal. 32-yard out, straight hit the post and go into the back of the net. No goalkeeper could save that. No goalkeeper could save it. It was a brilliant goal. No goalkeeper could save that ball. It was a brilliant goal from Zubimendi. And second half, similar. If you look at the possession, the ball possession in an Arsenal game, it was like 50-50. It was falling out to Arsenal 51 to Sunderland. Sunderland really played ball. They didn't take their opportunity and they didn't create. And Arsenal, they were clinical in that Sunderland game. That's the difference between a team like Sunderland and Arsenal. Arsenal, they were very clinical. And two goals from Victor Gyökeres, who came off the bench to make it 3-0 to Arsenal. And they moved temporarily 9 points clear on Saturday. They were 9 points clear temporarily on Saturday. A very good win from Arsenal because playing against a team like Sunderland, they are a very difficult team to beat. Sunderland, they are a very good team. It's difficult to beat them. They are very difficult to beat. So that was a very good win from Arsenal. So now, Arsenal next game is on Thursday at Brentford, and that will be another test for Arsenal. I can assure you that the Brentford game going to be a test for Arsenal, but where they are now, they just have to continue winning their games because their destiny is in their own hand. And if Man City would have lost to Liverpool yesterday, the Premiership would have been over, in my opinion. Looking at both teams, looking at Arsenal standing, they are 6 points clear after that victory, after the weekend games, and they are the most consistent team among all the teams, and they have the best defense. Defensively, they are solid. They are considered only 17 goals this season. And going for the title, if you have a good defense, you are more likely to win the title than a team that is not strong defensively. This is why I say Arsenal, they stand a better chance of winning the Premier League than that of Man City. Because defensively, Arsenal, they are very, very solid defensively. They are solid. They are defensively solid. They don't give goal away easily. And looking at the City defense, the defense not good enough. Man City defense not good. If you look at especially Matthias Nunes, who played the left full back. He's awful. So a very good win for Arsenal, and we look forward to the midweek game. So we move on to Wolves against Chelsea. This game, first half, the game was over in the first half. Chelsea take complete control in the first half. A Cole Palmer hat-trick in the first half ended the entire game. But Wolves, this is the reason why they are where they are. Wolves, they are 20 place in the Premier League, just one win and just 8 points. This is the reason why they have 8 points. They shot themselves in the leg against Chelsea. They gave away 2 penalties in that game. Very, very unnecessary penalty. Both of the penalty foul were committed against Joao Pedro. He was going nowhere for both penalties. Why are you fouling him when he's going nowhere? You foul somebody who is going nowhere. Why? Why did they foul him? You foul somebody who was going nowhere. A very poor defensive work from Wolves. And Cole Palmer converted both penalty easily. And before halftime, he scored a third goal, a brilliant goal into the roof of the net to make it 3-0 to Chelsea. Second half, Wolves came back and scored a consolation goal. So that's a good win for Chelsea. 4 wins in the Premier League now for their new manager, Liam Rossini. Since this is why sometimes a good to change coach, send they change their coach. He has won 4 Premier League games. The new coach has won 4 Premier League games on the bounce. Liam Rossini, cool points for Chelsea, and now they stay 5th, 1 point behind 4th place Manchester United. Because Champions League football will be very important. Champions League football, if you qualify for the Champions League, you get a lot of money. And the more money you have, the more opportunity you will get to sign good players, because you will be able to attract. You will be able to attract. You'll be able to attract a lot of good players. So that was a good win for Chelsea. A good win for Chelsea over the weekend. And Chelsea, they have some easy fixture coming up. So that victory was needed. So we move on to the next game. And that was the next game was the game of the weekend that a lot of people watched. It was the game of the weekend when Liverpool welcomed Man City at Anfield, and Pep Guardiola, Liverpool that fixture has been the most difficult fixture for Pep Guardiola. And yesterday was the first time for Manchester City to defeat Liverpool in the league back-to-back, home and away, first time since 1937. Since 1937, Man City have never defeated Liverpool home and away. Yesterday was the first time since 1937. So it has been so many years before Man City could do a double over Liverpool. And the game, going into the game, was very crucial. Man City, they were 9 points behind Arsenal going into the game. And Liverpool, 5 points behind Manchester United, 4 points behind Chelsea. And Champions League qualification is very important. Champions League qualification is very, very important. So, it was a crucial game for both teams. And in the first half of the game, The first half of the game, Manchester City dominated Liverpool completely in the first half of the game. Liverpool at Anfield had 0 shot on target in the first half. Yeah, that again. Liverpool at Anfield in the first half, they had 0 shot on target. City, early on in the game, the first 2 minutes of the game, Erling Haaland should have scored. A brilliant opportunity, a brilliant pass from Bernardo Silva. 1v1 with Alisson, he couldn't score. That was a brilliant opportunity, and he missed from open play. Yet, City, they were in complete control. They had over 65% ball possession at Anfield. They had a lot of opportunity, but 65% of ball possession at Anfield. But they didn't score. Unlike the previous game against Spurs, they dominated the first half in a Tottenham game, but the difference between that game and Liverpool game, in a Tottenham game, they scored 2 goals in the first half, but Liverpool game, they failed to score after dominating the entire half. Then the second half started, Liverpool, they were immediately on the front foot from the second half, and Man City, they lost control. They lost control of the game. Liverpool took complete control of the second half. And they had numerous opportunities. Hugo Ekitike, he had 2 glorious opportunities that he failed to put at the back of the net. But in the 74th minute of the game, Dominik Szoboszlai scored a brilliant free kick. A brilliant free kick there. Even Donnarumma, he stood up like a statue. He didn't move. The ball hit the back of the net before he moved. So at that stage, with just 16 minutes left plus stoppage time, and the way Liverpool were dominating, nobody saw City coming back to win again. Nobody saw that coming. Everybody thought that Liverpool would even go to score a second goal. Nobody thought that Man City would come from the back to beat Liverpool at that stage of the game, because the way Liverpool were in complete control. So they went ahead 1-0. City, Guardiola, they were done. Their title hope was slipping right in front of their own eyes. The Guardiola was lost of idea. He was just sitting on the bench, loss of idea. But Manchester City equalized in the 4 minutes, 10 minutes later, after Liverpool scored. A flick on by Erling Haaland, and Bernardo Silva took a gamble. He slid in, and the rushing Alisson, the ball beat the rushing Alisson into the back of the net to make it 1-0. Liverpool, they were shocked. They couldn't even believe what has happened. And deep and into injury time. Alisson cost Liverpool the game. Ran all of the posts and fouled, even though the ball was going outside. Matthias Nunes were going nowhere, but he fouled him, and the referee gave a penalty. And Erling Haaland scored to make it 2-1 to City. 2-1 to City. But the controversial part, when Alisson went for a corner and he stayed at the top like he played number 9 for Liverpool, Man City, when Shaw was going in, Erling Haaland passed by Dominik Szoboszlai, and Dominik Szoboszlai pulled Haaland. Then when he went in front of Haaland to stop the ball from entering the back of the net, Erling Haaland also pulled him, and the ball entered the back of the net. I mean, the rules, especially with VAR, they check almost everything to make sure they give the referee decision. But I think common sense should have prevailed in that matter. Common sense allowed the goal. No red card, it's a goal. 3-1 to Man City. So just imagine if City lose the Premier League title, one goal different. Let's say Man City lose the Premier League title with goal different, and that goal different be just one. Like for example, Arsenal get 44 goal different, then Man City get 43 goal different. Then Arsenal win the Premier League because so they will look back to that Liverpool game. If, in my opinion, I think the referee they should apply common sense. Allow it go. Allow it go 3-1. So City, from the City perspective, they are still in the title race. That game has given them motivation. They were motivated yesterday. That game has given them a lot of confidence. This is what happened when you win such a game. It was a big game, especially at Anfield. This is a ground where they usually lose or they draw. They don't win there. So going there to win is a boost for that title. It's a boost for that title hunt. It's a boost. It's a boost for City title hunt. Because if they would have lost that game, it would have been all over for them. Even their captain Bernardo Silva said it. If they were lost. But what they did yesterday was brilliant from City. You know what that means? Coming down from a goal. Conceding with 16 minutes to go. And you win the game. That's the courage and the resilience Man City have is different. And they are still in the title race. Despite this City team be one of the worst team, the team last season and this season be the past 10 years. They are part of the two worst team in City history for the past 10 years. The last season City team and this season City team. But yet this season City team stay in the title race. Anything can happen. They stay. Mind you, if Arsenal drop and City win and they meet at the Etihad, maybe a win for City, they will go a point or two above Arsenal. But a win for Arsenal, they will go 5 or 4 points above City. Just imagine how intense that game will be. Just imagine how intense that game will be. That game. So, they did well. They put the pressure. They are putting the pressure on Arsenal. They have to. You cannot allow somebody to run away with the league. And it's also good for the league, for City to apply more pressure on Arsenal. You never know. You never know. Even though the Arsenal team, I think they have the mental strength, they have the squad depth to win the Premier League this season. They have the squad depth. Their depth is better than any other team in the Premier League. Arsenal squad depth. This is why they are the favorite. They have a squad depth. When Saka is not there, you have Madueke, Martinelli not there, you have Trossard, Odegaard not there, you have Kai Havertz and you have Eze. So they have a lot of options. This is why this is their strongest team in recent time because of the squad depth. It's not because of the starting 11, but those that can come from on the bench to make impact. This is why Arsenal have the best squad in the league. And this is why I think they should win the league. If they don't win the league, it will be a gigantic failure. Monumental failure. If Arsenal don't win the league, I think that should be fired the last day of the Premier League season. Because he has everything, no excuse this time around. He has everything to win the league. Everything. So, looking at Liverpool, they are in danger now. They are in danger. They may not qualify for next season Champions League. Because they are not winning. They have won just one all of the last 7 or 8 Premier League games. Just one win. That win was against Newcastle United. Just one win. This is how struggling they are. And looking at the teams they are competing with to go to the Champions League, Chelsea, Man United, since they changed their manager, they are the two most informed teams in the Premier League. Is that surprising? No. Sometimes you need a change. And I think the longer Liverpool hold on to Arne Slot, the more difficult it will be for them to qualify for the Champions League. Because I don't think Arne Slot can put this team back on track. I don't think so. I don't know what he did last season to win the Premier League, but this season, it has been a failure. He has been awful. Managing game terrible. Substitution horrendous. And if you look at Cody Gakpo, he was absolutely awful yesterday. Horrendous yesterday. Florian Wirtz, non-existent. Wirtz, non-existent. Hugo Ekitike had been the best player. He was so terrible yesterday. Having spent over 400 million pounds, and this is why Liverpool can get, this is why they can get, they barely win football game. Having spent all that money, they spend than any other Premier League team this season. But yet, they are struggling. And the next game is against Sunderland May week. The next game is Wednesday at Sunderland. They're not winning that game. They're not winning at Sunderland. They either lose or a draw. So now anytime soon, if they don't make the change now, Liverpool won't qualify for the Champions League. They may not even qualify for the Europa if they don't make that change now. I'm telling you. If they don't make that change now, they will not qualify. If they don't make the change, they will not qualify for Europa. So, how can you win just one out of 7? Liverpool has 7 Premier League games. They just win one. One win in 2026. And they still keeping Arne Slot. And we said this. The beginning of the season when Liverpool won their first 5 games, they were terrible. But because they won, a lot of people didn't see it. They won those games. They didn't play well. They gave away a lot of goals. They were lucky to win the first 5 games. Or else they would have been in the same position we have Tottenham Hotspur now. But through hard luck, they won the first 5 games of the season. They won the first 5 games of the season. That's how lucky they were. This is the reason why they are now like 14, 15, or 16 place. Because of the hard luck they got for winning the first 5 games. Wherein, again, Arsenal or Brendan Soboslai, Wardy, gave them all 3 points. Again, Newcastle, 10 men, Newcastle, injury time before they could win. Again, Bournemouth. We all saw the opening day of the Premier League against Bournemouth. They had to score 2 late goals to win that game. Again, Burnley, they had to score a penalty goal to win that game. That's how lucky they were the beginning of the season. So now they are 6th place in the Premier League. Let me show the Premier League table. Right now, let's go. Let's see the Premier League. Let's see the Premier League table. Let me share the screen. Premier League table. All right, this is the Premier League table. Arsenal, 56 points, 25 game play. Man City, 50 points. Aston Villa, 47. Man United, 44. Chelsea, 43. Liverpool, 39. See where they are? 39. Liverpool. 39. They lost 2 of their last 3 games. So, and look at the teams that below there. Brentford. They have similar points. The only above Brentford will go different. The 2 points above Everton. 3 points above Sunderland. So, the team they are above, they are even closer to them. Then Manchester United are above them. So please do subscribe to the channel. The link is in the description. Before we go, we'll be back here in few hours to give you the preview to midweek fixture, because we have some Premier League games tomorrow, and we also have some game Wednesday, and we have some Arsenal will be at Brentford. So let me just give you the fixture for tomorrow. Chelsea playing Leeds, Everton playing Bournemouth, Tottenham against Newcastle, West Ham United versus Manchester United. On Wednesday, Aston Villa playing Brighton, Crystal Palace, Burnley, Manchester City, Fulham, Nottingham Forest, Wolves, Sunderland versus Liverpool. Then on Thursday, Arsenal will be at Brentford. That will not be an easy game. Brentford versus Arsenal. So the weekend, let me just give you before I go, let me give you the weekend result. As we said earlier, Manchester United defeated Tottenham 2-0. Bournemouth drew 1-1 with Aston Villa. Arsenal 3, Sunderland 0. Burnley 0, West Ham United 2. Fulham 1, Everton 2. Wolves 1, Chelsea 3. Newcastle United 2, Brentford 3. And on Sunday, Brighton 0, Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 1, Manchester City 2. But the first game of the weekend was Friday. Leeds United 3, Nottingham Forest 1. So please do subscribe to the channel. The link is in the description. I'll be back here in a few hours to give you the preview to the midweek fixture. Can Man City close the gap because they play first on Wednesday? Arsenal play Thursday. Can they close the gap to 3 points and put pressure on Arsenal before their game at Brentford? So please do subscribe, and you guys can have a wonderful night or wonderful day. Peace. I'm out of here.